Diana Galata with Hampton City Schools. I'm very pleased today to be joined by Debbie Sommer. Welcome.
Thank you, Diana, for having me here today.
So Debbie, you are the curriculum leader for Foreign Language and English as a Second Language, or ESL. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the foreign language side of your job. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about your background and the path that you have taken to get you to where you are now.
Okay. My parents were first generation Americans. So I was exposed to a neighborhood where German, Austrian, Bohemian, and Polish and English were spoken. So I grew up thinking that was normal. When I was 9, my father was stationed in South America, and I didn't know what Spanish was. I was a little nervous about that. I went to school, and that was very frustrating for me because the language of the classroom was English, but the social language of the school was Spanish. So I decided that I had better learn that because it sounded so cool anyway, and I wanted to have friends, so I started to learn Spanish, and I was very pleasantly surprised how well they embraced me and tried to help me to learn even more Spanish. I returned to the United States in junior high school, and my predominant language was Spanish. And you can imagine that my Spanish class became my haven. At that point, I decided that I wanted to teach Spanish. I'd always wanted to be a teacher, but then I decided to teach Spanish. And I pursued Spanish through junior high and high school, and I majored in Spanish, minored in education and Latin American affairs at Madison College, which is now JMU. I came here after graduating from JMU, and I taught Spanish for 11 years at Jefferson Davis Junior High School. I taught Introduction to Spanish, Spanish 1, and Spanish 2. When Hampton City Schools transitioned to the middle school concept, I moved up to Bethel High School with my 9th graders, and I taught Spanish 1 through AP for the following 18 years. In 2003, I was awarded a scholarship to study for my master's degree in Salamanca, Spain, which had been my life's dream.
Wow.
I completed that in 2004. In 2003, after I returned, I was named teacher specialist for Foreign Language and ESL. In around 2005, 2006, I was named curriculum leader for Foreign Language. And in 2010, ESL was added to my responsibilities. So I use Spanish every day to help my Spanish-speaking families access the school district.
So you have a lot of experience in this area.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about foreign language. And obviously, having a foreign language for you growing up was a great benefit to you. But talk a little bit about the benefits of foreign language or taking a foreign language class for our students in Hampton City Schools.
Okay. Today, more than ever, being able to communicate in another language to solve world problems is very important. Today, multinational corporations are looking for multilingual speakers. Since in the last 5 years, as a matter of fact, the job postings have almost doubled, from 239,000 in 2010 to 639,000 in 2015. So employers are looking for somebody who can speak another language, whether it be in banking or it be in the techie industry. It all is important to be able to access that because you have to be able to collaborate with people around the world to solve common problems. And so today, in our classrooms, we have gone away from the drill and the kill, and we focus on teaching our kids how to communicate with somebody else in certain contexts. So they might learn how to give directions to somebody. They might learn how to shop or how to shop. They could learn how to talk about future plans, how to book hotel rooms, how to take care if something happens to your car, if something happens in your hotel room that you need to get fixed. All of those things require you to be able to speak the language and to interact with somebody else. And so that's what we do now. When I was in high school, we learned how to conjugate tons of verbs and tons of tenses. We translated literature, and we did so many hours of repetition drills. And in my generation, people could stay in the language for 4 to 6 years and never be able to speak it because that wasn't the focus. Today, it's the focus that They have to speak. They have to be able to listen. They have to be able to read and write and be able to glean information that they can use to later present to other people. So the whole focus of foreign language study is different today, and it is more of a life skill, and it is also a performance skill. And I'm so glad that has changed. We also have, it began last year, the Seal of Biliteracy, where students who have studied a language 4 to 5 years can apply through their guidance counselors to be assessed in that language to see if they reach a certain level, and that becomes a credential to say to a future employer, I have proficiency in this language. It opens many, many doors. I had a student who studied Spanish but was not going into teaching, and she went to work for a bank right out of college, earning $80,000. And it wasn't because she had banking, it was because she had language. Mm-hmm. And that gave them the opportunity to teach her the banking vocabulary, but she could have access to all the accounts worldwide.
Wow. So you've gotten into this a little bit in terms of what we offer, but what language, foreign language classes do we specifically offer in Hampton City Schools?
Okay. In all 6 of our middle schools and our pre-K-8 schools, we offer Introduction to Language, which is a little glimpse of what Latin, French, Spanish, and German are. It's a semester course in some schools, and in some schools it's a 9 weeks course. We also order high school credit courses of level 1 and 2 for Spanish. Spratley also, in addition to those courses, also offers French 1 and 2. Our high schools, all of our high schools offer French and Spanish levels 1 through 5 and German 1 through 4. Latin is offered at all the schools except for Phoebus High School.
Okay, so we have a pretty expanded offering for our
do.
students. So if I had a student who was interested in taking a foreign language at the high school level, where would I need to go to get more information?
You could go to the Hampton City Schools webpage. We also have a foreign language page on it that gives information. People can contact me directly by email or by phone.
Okay. So let's change gears a little bit. I understand, I think it's this week is National Foreign Language Week.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that and what we might be doing in Hampton to celebrate.
Okay, this is the week that nationwide we celebrate foreign languages. It was started by Collegiate Honor Society for Foreign Languages. It was called, I think it's Alpha Mu Gamma, in 1957 to bring attention to the country of how important languages are. Currently, right now, this week, I don't know all the activities that are going on in our high schools, but I know that Langley Elementary School is having its students give thoughts for the day in a different language every day. I know that some of the schools will be celebrating certain cultures, showcasing Mexican culture, Spanish culture, German culture, and doing different activities with virtual visits to those countries. I know they do a lot of things. I know that around the state, they have many activities planned and around the nation as well.
That's great. Well, I'm glad to hear that we're doing something to recognize that. Before we close today, is there anything else that you would like to share about the foreign language programs in Hampton City Schools?
I would like to share 2 new initiatives that were released last week, and the links to those are both on our foreign language page on the Hampton City Schools website. The first one is called Lead with Languages, and that's a national initiative to draw attention to the need to speak another language in this country. And on the web page, on the link, it does interview many different people from many walks of life and many different age ranges to talk about how languages have influenced them and how they have benefited from speaking another language. And you might be surprised at some of the people that they interview. The other one is the report by the American Academy of Arts and Sciences that talks about the need for languages in America in the 21st century. And that sets forth recommendations to offer languages to all the children of the United States so that they can also be able to function in the 21st century.
Great. So 2 new initiatives
Yes.
there as well. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. I learned a whole lot about our foreign language program from you and really the importance of foreign language. You really did a great job of sharing the importance of foreign language. So thank you so much.
And thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching Wired In. Have a great week.